All right. Picking up from where we left off earlier. Our first session of the evening is going to be another session of standing meditation now that our mind is primed up a little bit from doing body scanning while seated earlier in the day. Okay? So before I get into that, questions from the material, questions from earlier sessions, any questions or thoughts? If not, just let me know. I think there's a bit of a delay between when I talk and when it gets transmitted. So sometimes I say things and by the time you guys respond, I've already moved on. But we're only going to do about 25 minutes of standing. So there's plenty of time here in the opening for questions. So even if you have questions that extend beyond the course material or what have you, you're welcome to drop them in the chat. Okay, in that case, we'll just get started. So, just make sure, come a little further down there. Yeah. All right. So when you're doing standing meditation, once again, it's as if you're standing on railroad tracks. I find it slightly more comfortable, especially if you're relatively new to this practice, to go about shoulder distance. So see when my feet are about the distance of my shoulders. And I ignore my pinky toes and really just think about the insides of my feet, and I make my feet parallel using the insides of my feet. In terms of your weight distribution, it's somewhere, if this was my foot, right, and this is my heel, and this is the ball of my foot, you can have your weight here-ish, or you can have your weight here, or somewhere in between these two. But you're aiming for somewhere in between these two because that engages both the bone structure by having a little weight on the heel, and the muscle structure by having a little bit of weight towards the toe. Okay? So, once again, rather than rocking your hips underneath you to straighten the spine, just imagine there's a big weight pulling down from your perineum between the anus and the sexual organs, and that weight is pulling down towards wherever you've placed your weight on your feet. So in between here. All right? And that will keep the natural curve in your lower back. For the chest, once again, don't drop the chest. Don't raise the chest unnaturally. Just let it rest in a comfortable upright position. If you want to just do a little bit of a hack on your shoulders, twist your fists and point your thumbs downward pretty aggressively, and then just relax the shoulders and bring the arms back. And then try to wiggle the shoulders a bit and relax any tension out of the shoulders. And then just keep the shoulders in that position, not forward, not back, and relax the hands down. And finally, for the head, once again, think about the back third of your skull and lift from the back third just so you're opening that joint on the back of your neck, at the top of the back of your neck, without pulling your head backwards. Okay, So I'm going to get a timer started. And we're just going to do 25 minutes. Starting now. So start the body scan in your feet. So start with your left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, pinky, ball of the foot, top of the foot, underneath the arch of the foot, and the heel. The ankle. Try to get your mind inside the ankle. Now divide your calf into about 10 pieces and do the first piece, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, 8, 9, 10. Get your mind inside the left knee. Divide the left thigh into 10 pieces. Do the first piece, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 8, 9, 10. Get your mind inside the left hip joint as best you can. Now move to your right big toe, the right big toe, the second toe, third, fourth, and the pinky toe, ball of the foot, top of the foot, arch of the foot, the heel. Get your mind inside your right ankle. Divide your right calf into 10 pieces. Get your mind into the first piece, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Get your mind into the right knee. Divide the right thigh into 10 pieces. Piece number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Place your mind inside the right hip joint as best you can. Now put your mind into the front of the right hip. And into the back of the right hip, including the buttocks. Into the front of the left hip. And the back of the left hip, including the buttocks. Try to get your mind into the tailbone. Now become aware of the part of your spine that is between the two hip bones. Now drop down to the anus. To the perineum. Very briefly, become aware of the top of your structure. The part of your head that you're lifting up. Let the perineum drop away from the point that's holding you up here on the back third of your skull. Now return to just bring your awareness back down to the perineum. Now take a little bit of time at your own pace. Get the mind inside the sexual organs and all the pieces of the sexual organs. Now get the mind into the front of the waist belt. Try to become aware of everything from the belly button down to the top of the hip joint in the front. Now try to become aware of everything on the left-hand side of the waist belt, including the gap between your hip bone and your ribs in the back. Now become aware of the spine that's located on the waist belt. And now go to the other side and become aware of everything on that side of the waist belt, including the gap between the ribs and the hip on the other side. Now move up to the diaphragm belt. So from your solar plexus down to just above your belly button, all of the soft flesh on the front of the body. Now move to the left-hand side with your awareness on the diaphragm belt and look at all of the ribs on the left-hand side that are on that belt. So all of that hard flesh. Then look at the spine on the diaphragm belt. at the ribs on the right side of the diaphragm belt. Now move to the chest. So everything from the collarbones to the solar plexus, all covered in ribs. So the front of the chest. Now the left side of the chest, going underneath the left arm and around the back. Look at your spine between the neck joint and the middle of the back. And now look at the right side. Now move to the top of the right hand shoulder, including the collarbone and the trapezius part of the neck on the right hand side. The front of the right hand shoulder. The side of the right hand shoulder. And the back of the right hand shoulder. Now divide the bicep into 5 pieces. As you move down the bicep, piece number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get your mind into the elbow. Divide the right forearm into 5 pieces. As you move downwards, move into the first piece, second, third, fourth, fifth. Get your mind inside the wrist. Mind in the palm of the right hand. The top of the right hand. Now the thumb, first joint, first bone, second joint, second bone, third joint, and tip. Now at your own pace, the pointer finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, now place your mind on the top of the left shoulder, including I believe it's called the trapezius in the back, and the collarbone in the front. The front of the left shoulder. The side. The back. And underneath in the armpit. Divide the bicep into 5 pieces. As you work your way down, piece number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Place the mind in the elbow of the left arm. Divide the left forearm into 5 pieces. As you work your way down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Into the wrist, the palm of the left hand, top of the left hand, into the thumb, pointer, middle, ring, pinky, now move up to your neck, the bottom third of your neck, the middle third of your neck, the upper third of your neck to just below the joint where your skull connects to the neck. Get your mind into the joint where the skull and neck connect. Now place the mind in your left, the outside of your left ear, inside your left ear, outside of your right ear, inside your right ear, into your forehead, left eyebrow, left eye, side of your nose on the left-hand side, left-hand nostril, outside of your nose on the right-hand side, inside your right-hand nostril, now your left cheek, your right cheek, your chin, your upper lip, now the lips themselves, do the top lip, the bottom lip, inside your left cheek, inside your right cheek, the roof of your mouth, Now just make your way on your own time through each of your teeth. To your tongue, below your tongue, and as much of your throat on the inside as you can feel. Now from there, move to the back of your skull, so the back of your scalp. Right side of your scalp. The left side of your scalp. And the top of your scalp. Now just notice on the top of your scalp where the sensations are the most intense. And just place your mind there for a couple of minutes. Now bring your awareness down just for a moment and breathe into your lower belly. Okay. That does it for this session. Glenn, you're welcome if you'd like. In the links below, there's the Facebook group. If you reach out to me there, I can add you to the chat for this retreat. And then if you have questions in between, I can answer those, and you'll also benefit from the questions that other people are asking, if you'd like, since you've been attending pretty regularly. As for the rest of you, I'll see you all in about 30 minutes. Yes? Next session is at 6.